She won't believe
No, not at all.
you. She won't want to do it without her hands. Yeah. Okay. Our class today focusing on our hamstring strength and stretch, of course. If you want to be reaching closer to your toes or things like that, these can help. So we start in our seated position. Let's close our eyes. Just kind of shift our weight back into our sit bones and lengthen up through our spine. Picturing our spine within our body, one vertebrae at a time. Stacking and space in between each one. Closing our eyes, letting go of our day. We'll go straight away into our seated warm-up. Inhale, reaching our arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands back towards the earth. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, tipping over to your left side. You can look under your right elbow if you want. Inhale, back up with both hands, tipping over to the other side. Inhaling up, right hand over to our left knee, a really gentle twist. Open up and twist over to the other side. So this is where you can check in. If your back is injured, you want to make sure to honor it. Let's reach back up again. Hands to the mat, reaching back up, tipping over to your right. Back up, lengthening your spine over to the other side. Lengthening again, left hand to your right knee. Opening and twisting over to your other side. Wonderful. Let's bring our hands to our knees, take our feet out in front of us. Big breath up, inhale. So we're just going to check in with our forward fold at the beginning of class. To see how it feels here on your forward fold. Think of reaching the chest forward. And then walking the hands back up the body. Let's hold on to our knees, roll back onto our backs. Grab your strap. You could put a little loop in the end of your strap by looping one end through the buckle, and there might already be a loop on the end, and you'll put that around your left foot. Or if you're using your band, it's just on the handle. Tie yourself up, and then I'm going for lunch. All right, our left foot is extended up to the sky. Our right knee is bent with our right foot down on the mat. We'll use our right hand to anchor our right hip and open up our leg out to the side. Holding and flowing. If you want to extend your other leg, you can. And then we'll bring that leg back up. So we're warming up here, opening up out to the side, bringing it back to center. So some things I like to do, if I'm not using my strap, is to use my left hand to hold the outside of my left knee. Drop that left knee down towards the mat and use my elbow as an anchor. We'll go up and down. Great job. We'll bring the left foot back up towards the ceiling and then draw the toes closer towards our nose. Don't pull your band onto your face. You can hold on to the back of your thigh if you want. And you've got a little bend in this left knee. Let the head be heavy and strong. Now we'll be transferring that band or strap into the other hand, opening your left hand out like a wing and drawing your left leg across the body now in the other direction. Pointing your toes up towards your nose or the top. Feel the stretch in your left hip. Let's bring it back up. We're just checking in. Let's switch sides. We'll do the other foot. You can keep your left foot either down on the mat with a bent knee or long on the mat. We'll open and close out to the side whilst we anchor our left hip with our left hand. Inhale, open. Exhale, engage and draw in. The inner thigh working. Working our hand as close to our foot as we can get it. Holding up at the top and drawing that leg closer to your body. If you want to, you can lift your nose or your chest up. You don't have to though, especially if your lower back comes up off the mat. Bend that knee and use that lift. Breathe. Left hand comes to the strap. We open up our right arm out to the side and drop that right leg across the body. Breathe. Our right toes can point a little bit more up towards our nose. So we're reaching through our heel, and that can activate a deeper hamstring stretch. Bring it back in, take the strap off. We'll move into happy baby. So we've got our arms, our hands either under the backs of our knees, tops of our feet, either from the inside or the outside, or you can hold on to your big toes with your peace fingers. We're bending our knees so that we can draw them closer towards the mat on the outside of our bodies and rocking side to side. Happy babies. You know, babies, they can like eat their feet. They're so flexible. Last rock of our happy baby. We'll roll it right over onto all fours so that we're facing up towards me. Our hamstrings already warm. We'll sit back onto our heels. So now we're giving our hamstrings a little break. If this doesn't feel good, you can put a block on behind your knees or a mat. We'll walk our hands back. This is hero pose, and then open up across the chest as we stretch our quadriceps. For anybody that has good mobility in their knees or feels like going down further, you'll go down to your forearms. Maybe, maybe not. Might not show that one on YouTube. Yeah, I like just, yeah. Maybe next, if we do this one again, we will put a bolster back behind us to start with. All right, bring it on up. Lift the hips up above the knees. Bring the hands into our lower back. Draw the elbows towards each other. Shine the chest forward. Engage your core, your pelvic floor, and think of internally rotating our thighs. So not squeezing them forward, drawing it back and opening across our lower back instead. And release. Let's bring our hands down to the mat, cat and cow. Exhaling cat, inhaling cow. Great work. All right, bringing the right foot up inside that right hand and then walking it forward, turning our toes up. So we're trying to keep our hip on top of our knee, not sit back. We still find a small bend in our front knee, and we'll go down and up with our hands, bending and straightening. Breathe. Stretching our hamstrings. It's pretty intense for our hamstrings, this one. We'll hold for 4 breaths, extending the chin forward, keeping those hips strong, belly button up towards the spine. Woo. Take the foot now down onto the mat, shift your hip forward, lift up into our big kneeling lunge. Check in with our knee. Doesn't go out or in, it's nice and strong. Frame our front foot, push it back to downward dog. We'll paddle out our heels. Great stretch for your hamstrings, downward facing dog. They're pretty warm already, so we'll hold our downward facing dog today, reaching the heels towards the mat. A small bend in our knees. Pressing the earth away with both of our hands. Drawing the shoulder blades together at the back and opening our chest. Breathe. We'll look up between the hands. Now the left foot will come up to the inside of that left hand. Our right knee goes down and we'll walk our foot forward until we can straighten out. And let's walk that hip back over the knee. Sorry about that. And then do our little up and downs. Exhale down, inhale up. Well, Sonia, you'll be happy. I have a new one-arm tricep push-up to show you today. It's not as crazy as it sounds, actually. Last one. We walk the hands forward, shift the hip forward, anchor through our front foot, our back foot, and our back knee, and rise up. Whoa. Big hip flexor stretch. So that's the front of your right thigh right there. We'll frame our front foot, slide it back, tuck our back toes, push to forward fold. Walk up to the tops of our mats, halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out, grab your elbows, let the crown of your head reach towards the earth. Use gravity now for the upper body to come closer to the mat and to stretch the backs of your legs. Every exhalation, drawing you deeper down. Walking our feet outside of our hands, sitting down into garland pose. If you want to, or also known as a squat, wide squat, you can put a block underneath your hips. If your hips don't want to relax down like this, sometimes that can happen when we have tight hamstrings. Let's bring our right hand down, press the right leg into the arm, reach the left up. Try to relax down into the pelvis. Other side. 3 breaths on this other side. Try to relax down into our pelvis, stretching our glutes, our hips. And release. Let's lift up our hips, turn our toes back towards the short edge of our mat. Lock them together slightly. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Sweep all the way up, breathe in. Take a little back bend and move into chair pose, exhale. Your hamstrings should be feeling warmer than normal. Uh-oh. Sweep up again, and time for sun salutation. We're just gonna do 2. So adjust your clothes if you want to. Come up to the top of your mat. I'll turn up the music, maybe, and we'll flow. Big breath, inhale. Exhale, dive. Feel the length in the back of your legs. Halfway up, use the back of your legs and your core to lift you up. Hop, step, or jump back to plank or chaturanga. Hold here or flow into up dog or cobra. Back to downward facing dog. Stretch the back of your legs. Take a breath. Right foot comes up between the hands. 1 lunge, we come up, breathe in. You can be up or hands at heart. Exhale back to down dog, or chaturanga or plank. Hold or flow. Meet back in downward facing dog. This time the left foot up between the hands. A big, beautiful lunge. Right back to plank or chaturanga. Hold or flow. Downward dog, take a breath. Feel the stretch down the backs of your legs. Heels towards the earth. Reach the heels towards the mat. Look up between the hands. Hop, step, or jump up between them. Halfway lift. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose, breathe in. Lift the heart. Exhale, rise up into our mountain. 1 more. Inhale. Dive, exhale, lengthen the backs of your legs. Halfway up, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Hop, step, or jump back to your plank or your chaturanga. Hold or flow. Downward facing dog. Left foot up between the hands. Full or kneeling lunge. Breathe in. Back to plank or chaturanga or a kneeling plank. Hold or flow. See if you can close your eyes. Meet yourself back in downward dog. Take a breath. Right foot between the hands. Find your lunge. Take an inhale up. Exhale back to plank or chaturanga. Hold or flow. Meet back in downward facing dog. Take a breath. Release the heels towards the mat. Lengthen up the back of the legs. Hop, step, or jump up between the hands. Halfway lift. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose, breathe in. Exhale, rise on up. Relax the shoulders. Grab a drink if you'd like. Go straight away into a wide leg, deep hamstring stretch. So we'll turn our toes towards left foot back towards the windows. Toes out just slightly, or you can have them towards the front edge. We'll find our hips, soften our knees, and start to shift the hips back and then dive forward. You can stop halfway or come right down and then wrap our elbows around our knees, bring our forearms towards our calves. Let the head be heavy. Breathe. Feel with every exhalation a deeper stretch in the backs of our legs. We'll bring our hands in front of us. Look at our right toes. Turn the right toes towards the top of the mat. Walk the hands to frame the front foot. Turn the left toes slightly towards the top of the mat, and we end up in an intense pyramid pose. Drawing our nose towards our right shin. Or walking your hands back towards your back foot. If it feels okay, clasping your hands back behind you today as we move into humble warrior, bending that right knee. We go straight into humble warrior, a different way than we normally do. Sometimes we bow down. This time we're already down. Lift the back heel, framing our front foot with our hands. Walk that left foot back a little bit, drop the knee down, clasp the hands together, rise up into crescent lunge, reach back. Now, if you're taking care of your back, hands will be at our heart. Bring the hands to the inside of our right foot. You can come to your forearms if your body will allow it, and drop the foot, knee out to the side. This is winged dragon. Breathe. I need you to bring me home. We're going to do that same sequence on the other side, minus our wide leg forward fold. We'll draw the knee back in, walk it back up, tuck our back toes, downward facing dog. Exhale. Holding our downward dog. Pressing the earth away, piking our hips up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Bringing the left foot up between the hands. Our back heel, our back foot's going to slide in a little bit as we straighten the front leg. Hips back, we're in our pyramid pose, or our intense pyramid. Nose coming towards the shin or walking our hands back towards the toes. Breathe, my friends. Just outside of our comfort zone. Breathing into the sensations. Stretching our torso towards our front leg. Clasping our hands back behind us. and bending our left leg. You might want to walk your right foot out a little bit into humble warrior, so the right toes point more towards the long edge of your mat. Humble warrior. Bowing down to all the gifts today from the earth. Using balance, opening our hips and the entire back. We'll frame our front foot with our hands, lift our back heel, walk that right foot back, drop the right knee down, clasp the hands, crescent lunge, rise up, small back bend if it feels okay for 3 breaths. Until we move into our winged dragon here on the other side. Bring the hands to the inside of that left foot or the forearms. Drop the knee out to the side so that we move on to the outside of the left foot, whatever foot you have forward. Breathe. We've got our right hip flexor going towards the mat. Wonderful. Walk that knee back in and that foot back in. All right, my friends, take it back. Child's pose. You're very welcome. Massaging our foreheads down on the earth. Let go of any tension that might have built up in our face throughout that portion of the class. We'll inhale to all fours, exhale to a seated position for forward fold, just like we started our class. You can adjust your clothes, adjust your sit bones so you have a nice connection, and check in with our pelvis. If it's tucked, if you're tucked way under, it's going to be hard to lean forward. Lengthen up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, dive forward. Reach as far as we can forward, and then draw the hands down towards the mat. Check in, see how far we've gotten. Maybe we stayed the same. That's okay. Breathe. Stretching our hips and our hamstrings in forward folds. All right, let's walk those hands up. And take our left foot out, our right knee bent. This is called, you're reaching your left hand for your left foot and your other hand up here in your leg. This is called shooting the bow pose. Believe it or not, in my textbook, this guy has his foot right up here to his ear like a telephone, but we're just pulling it back and reaching. Kind of, it does, see, pulling back on your bow, but it gets even better. Compass pose. All right, we'll put this foot down, draw this knee in. Now we're leaning slightly over, oh my goodness, onto this side and straightening out this leg. There's a lot more happening in the textbook. I've never practiced compass pose before this, so we're just trying it today. In the book, they've got their leg up here, but we're just here today. We're still stretching our hamstrings though, whichever one we choose to do. And let's do the other side. So now this leg is bent, right leg is straight. We're reaching. You can just do your side bend if you want to, or grab our bow, pull back on our bow, and reach for that foot. Man, that's hard. You like this one? All right, bring it down. Bend. We're leaning on this hand, the right hand for our front foot. Stretching our hamstring. Compass pose, our version of compass pose in our class. Oh boy, don't have much time left. All right, bring it back. Take a little bound angle or butterfly pose, draw it forward. Feel the stretch in our hips. And then we'll make our way into Shavasana. It's 12:42. There's about 3 minutes left. If you wanted to, you could do another pose, of course, or you make your way onto your back. We can move into legs up a wall as a great stretch and release for our hamstrings. We can bring our hands by our sides on our bellies. Settle in to your Shavasana. To your legs up a wall, whichever one. A strap can be really good on your feet for this one too. Relaxing ourselves now, either in legs up a wall or in your Shavasana. Let your hamstrings rest. Let the whole back of your body be supported by the mat. Widening across our chests. Softening into the earth. Breathing and watching the movement of our body with each breath. Awakening our fingers, our toes from our quick but wonderful Shavasana. We can move our head side to side, move our feet side to side, roll over onto one side. And that's where I'm going to show you that one arm push-up I forgot. You thought you were going to rest. Roll so you can see me. Your bottom hand is tucked around your rib cage. Bottom hand around, top hand down. Bend our knees. And this is our one arm tricep push-up. Kind of hold on, engage the core. Push up and down. Oh boy. Just wanted to show that to you if you want to try that later at home. Okay. Easy crisscross seated position. Let's take a big breath in. Feel that length again. Draw our hands to our heart. One more big cleansing breath in. Relax. Let go. Bring it down if it feels good to bow. Grateful for the gifts given by the earth today. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Maybe I'll see you guys later tonight, tomorrow.